Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you this Sylvania B2224 series category P street light. Now this was a street light that was used in Australia from I think the early 80s or the mid 80s up until the 2010s, I should say. or maybe even up until I think the 2000s. So this particular fitting here was the successor to the B2223 and the predecessor to the Sylvania Urban. Now I already have a video of this, but I'm going to be deleting that and replacing it because a few things have changed since then, and I'm going to do a much better video this time and also try to resist saying okay a lot. So here we are. So this is the B2224. Now I got this thing back in 2016 because when LEDs took over on my street, and that was Sylvania Street LED MK2s. So this I scored along with a B2223, an urban and a suburban. So rather than this going for scrap, it is now in my collection. So these are collectible nowadays. And Sylvania don't make these anymore. They are pretty much obsolete, but they are collectible. Now, and they were all everywhere in Australia on Category P roads. They were also used in car parks, schools, factories, and all that as well. Now, this one here I have is a mercury vapour 80 watt, but you could get it in high pressure sodium and even metal halide. And there are some street light collectors who have actually converted some of these to run low pressure sodium, but I don't think you could get it in low pressure sodium from factory. So let's take a look around this fitting and see how it is. Alright, so starting off we have our diffuser. This is the same diffuser as what the B2223 uses. It's made of acrylic, and it's a very good diffuser, and it resembles a flower pot in some manner. This here is the photo cell receptacle. This particular fitting takes the D2 type PE cell, which is this right here. If you can see in there, you can see the receptacle, and you can also see that there's a little track in there. On the PE cell, there's this little notch here which lines up with that track, so you can only put it in one way. And that looks very similar to a fluorescent starter socket, except it has an extra hole, and also this looks like a fluorescent starter, except it's got this extra pin. Okay, so to put this in, simply just put it in there like so. You line up the center pin with the hole. Make sure you line it up with that track, and then you just twist it, and it will, of course, stay in place. On here we have the Sylvania branding, and we have the part number there, and this is known as B2224. And on the front here we have MV for mercury vapor, 80 as in 80 watt. Now, originally when I got these are not original because I repainted this chassis and I covered up the original text. So what I did was I just bought these stickers and I just stuck them on here, so it kind of stands out. Now originally it would have just said M80, but I decided to put MV for mercury vapor. They should have done that from the factory, but for some reason they just put M80 instead of MV80. Or it could say S70 if it was high pressure sodium, or probably should have put HPS70, or it could say MH as in metal halide. And usually it would have the year of manufacture on here, but I decided not to bother with that one. I just decided to put the lamp type, the wattage, and the lamp type. So, the back cover on this is polypropylene. It's a polypropylene cover, and the difference between this and the B2223 is the shape. So that's another difference. And also the spigot bolts are actually concealed as opposed to the B2223, which had them exposed. So I'll turn this around and I'll show you the top of it. So this is the top of the fitting, as you can see. Now this cover has this this protruding because that's for so you got room for the actual socket. This notch here is for the PE cell receptacle. To get this cover off, you just got to undo this bolt here, and then you can take the cover off. So very simple. Now to get to the globe. The cup, it's very similar to the B2223. The globe is the diffuser is retained by this this screw here, and as you can see, the diffuser will not move until you undo it. So let's undo it, and we'll take a look at the globe. So you just back that off, and then you simply just twist this and it will come right off like that. As you can see, it's the exact same diffuser as the B2224. And in here we have the globe compartment. Now, there used to be a seal around here, but unfortunately that's missing. I could put a new seal on, but since I don't use this outside, I don't think I'll bother. In here we have our 80 watt mercury vapor globe, which is made by Sylvania. Okay, and this is a genuine 80 watt globe, and I'll take it out of here so we can take a look at the base. It's an E27 screw base, and there we have the E27 socket. And inside there you can see the arc tube, and it is a bit blackened because this is a used globe, and you can also see the little starter in there. So I'll screw that back in. And this, to change out the socket, you just got to undo these 3 screws, then this metal plate comes off, and then you can put a new socket in there. These screws are not original. Okay, the original screws I think were zinc plated or something. I replaced it with these M5 stainless steel because they and they're marine grade, so they won't corrode or rust. So let's put this back on. All right, and now I'm going to turn this around, and we'll take the top cover off, and I'll show you the control gear area. So to undo it, we got to undo this little cap here. All right, and now I can just lift the cover off. Make sure that's out. Now this cover comes right off the back. Okay, and there's what's inside there. It's all polypropylene plastic. So here's what's inside the B2224. Here we have the photocell receptacle. Okay, and here we have our ballast, which is an 80 watt mercury vapor ballast made by APCO. There is a bit of rust on there, but the ballast, that doesn't matter. The ballast is still functional. We have our terminal block and of course we have our earthing screw. Now these parts here, so you could put you could have a capacitor in here, and the capacitor would normally go here, or you could have a starter here for if you have high pressure sodium or metal halide gear in here. But because this is mercury vapor, we don't have them. All we have is just a ballast. Now, when I got this, the ballast was actually riveted in, apparently. It was held on with pop rivets. So when I repainted this, I had to drill them out so I could take the ballast off. And I decided to reinstall it using nuts and bolts, marine grade M5. I don't know why they didn't use them from the factory, because using nuts and bolts would make it more easy to replace the ballast if the ballast ever went bad. So for some reason they just decided to use rivets. I really have no clue why they would do a thing like that. Nuts and bolts are better. And here we have our photocell receptacle. It's held on with 2 screws. I think these are an M3 size. Here we have the 2 wires which go into the socket for the globe. And of course we have the screws that hold the globe socket on. And I've put some nuts on there to give it extra strength. And here we have our spigot mount. We have these 2 bolts. I think these are an M8 size thread, or they could be an M7 or M6. I'd have to check. All right, so but they are but those are what you use to secure it to your arm. So you put your arm through here, tighten them, and then the fitting stays put. So that's pretty much all there is inside this in terms of it. If you have a high pressure sodium or a metal halide version, you'll have a capacitor here and a starter here. But since we don't have them, this is all that's in here. All right, so let's put this thing back together now, and I'll fire it up. So this thing here I can use with mercury vapor or even LED GLS globes. So that's what's so good about it. So we tighten that up, and then we can tighten this part up. And now the cover will stay put. So let's turn it around. We'll take this out because otherwise the light will cut out. And now let's fire it up. Here we go. So it's a mercury vapor lamp, so when you turn it on at first, it will start off as a pink colour in person, and then the globe will start to turn white. Now, metal halide globes have more of a neutral white, and high pressure sodium has an orange colour. But with mercury vapor, it's just kind of a cool white or a daylight type of colour. Yeah, so I remember these when I was in primary school. I used to see these everywhere on my street and other streets around around. But since now these were discontinued when the Sylvania Urban was introduced, which apparently I think would be the B2225. And we did have some Urbans on my street. I don't know why they just didn't do a bulk changeover and replace all of these with Urbans, but all they did was just they only replaced them with Urbans if the fitting was considered damaged or failed. It would have been better if they just did a bulk changeover and replaced all of these with Urbans, but apparently they didn't. But when, of course, we had the LED rollout a decade ago, every single one of these were replaced in a bulk. And the fittings that were removed would have been sent for scrap. Or maybe the the engineers would have kept some of them, or they probably might have sold them off at auction. But this one here I got off the engineers, and I'm just so glad I saved this from scrap. Because apparently, when these are removed, they're usually sent for scrapping. So, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I know, mercury vapour, it is old school, but it's historical. You got some history. And mercury vapour streetlights replaced all of the old T12 fluorescent streetlights back in the 80s. It's like the Ferguson Zodiacs that we had in the 60s. And that's what this was. And it's getting bright now. So these are you could use not just for street lighting, you can also use them as security lights on factories, schools. You could also use them as car park lighting as well. And even in train yards you'd see these as well. And that's almost at full brightness. Now before LEDs came around, we did have T5 fluorescent street lights like those right there. Okay, and that's what replaced a lot of these in some districts, but in most districts now, LED is the thing. There are still a lot of these around. There are still a few of these around that were missed in upgrades, but eventually the crews will come back for them. You can probably you might be lucky enough to find these for sale on eBay, Gumtree, or Marketplace on Facebook, and you could buy one if you're a street light collector. Okay, so that is, I think, at full brightness now. So let's take a look here. And as you can see, it does a pretty good job at lighting up the room. That's why these were very good on minor roads throughout Australia, category P. But sadly, they're no longer used because they're old technology and LED is the thing. But they're collectible, and these were very reliable. So very nice lights back in the day. And I remember these when I was a kid. I used to see them turn on if I was out late. And these were the things. So B2224, it's made by Sylvania, category P, mercury vapour streetlight, also available in high pressure sodium or metal halide. And some were probably even converted to low pressure sodium if you wanted to. So yeah, so a very cool fitting. And it's at full brightness. And these things do get very hot. Yeah, I can feel that globe will be very hot. So you don't want to be touching that because you could burn your hand really bad. So that is a Sylvania B2224 series streetlight from Australia and probably even New Zealand. Alright, so now we'll watch it turn off. Here we go. And that's it. So that is the Sylvania B2224 series streetlight. Hope you enjoyed, and that will be it.